Seeds of Wisdom RV and Economic Updates Thursday morning the 7th of August 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Good morning. Dinar recaps. U.S. government announces ChatGPT integration across federal agencies. White House-backed initiative positions OpenAI's ChatGPT as a central tool in America's bid for AI leadership. The U.S. federal government has officially signed a new agreement with OpenAI to bring an enterprise-level version of ChatGPT into use across all government agencies, marking a major milestone in the nation's AI integration strategy. The move is part of a broader plan by the Trump administration to make the United States the global capital of artificial intelligence, in line with the White House's newly released AI Action Plan. ChatGPT access for every agency, at $1 each. According to a statement from the General Services Administration, GSA, on Wednesday, the agreement provides every federal agency access to the ChatGPT platform at a nominal rate of $1 per agency. This is intended to fast-track the integration of AI into day-to-day operations, workflows, and decision-making processes across the U.S. government. The GSA, which oversees federal procurement, emphasized that the agreement directly supports the White House's AI Action Plan, aims to modernize federal operations through artificial intelligence, is a strategic public-private partnership aligned with U.S. national interests. The White House's three-pillar AI strategy. The administration's AI Action Plan revolves around developing U.S. AI leadership across both civilian and defense sectors, scaling access to AI tools through public-private collaborations, building trust and safeguards into AI governance and cybersecurity. The OpenAI deal, government officials say, is a step toward ensuring the United States remains competitive against global powers in AI development and application. Critics warn of dangers: privacy, censorship, and surveillance. Despite the enthusiasm, civil liberties advocates, technologists, and cybersecurity experts are raising red flags. Key concerns include privacy violations stemming from centralized data collection, government censorship via AI-nudged narrative shaping, cybersecurity risks involving sensitive federal and military data, erosion of civil liberties under automated governance systems. Military already expressed caution with generative AI. In 2023, the U.S. Space Force temporarily halted the use of generative AI platforms, including ChatGPT, due to national security concerns over data sensitivity. AI platforms must overhaul data protection standards before they can be adopted for military use. Lisa Costa, Deputy Chief of Space Operations for Technology and Innovation, U.S. Space Force. Public backlash is not limited to the U.S. The ethical and legal ramifications of AI-assisted governance are drawing scrutiny abroad as well. In Sweden, Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson admitted to consulting AI for policy advice, sparking controversy over AI influence on democratic decision-making. A spokesperson clarified that the AI was not used to handle classified or national security-related matters. Still, the public response reflected growing unease over AI encroachment into public governance. Data use and legal exposure remain unclear. AI systems like ChatGPT ingest vast amounts of user data, including content from conversations, to refine their models. These interactions, when stored on centralized servers, create potential liabilities for users. ChatGPT conversations could be used as legal evidence against users. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI. Altman emphasized that AI chats lack privacy protections, are not privileged, and are subject to lawful search and seizure. Bottom line: innovation meets uncertainty. While the OpenAI GSA deal marks a watershed moment in US AI strategy, it also exposes unresolved issues around user privacy rights, data ownership and legal protection, government accountability in AI deployment, as the United States pushes forward to establish itself as the AI capital of the world. The race to modernize may collide with long-standing democratic principles, forcing lawmakers, developers, and citizens alike to confront a new era of algorithmic governance. ICBA to OCC. Reject Ripple's bank application over stablecoin and compliance issues. The Independent Community Bankers of America, ICBA, has formally petitioned the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, to reject Ripple's application for a national trust bank charter, citing major concerns around RLUSD, Ripple's proposed US dollar-backed stablecoin. The ICBA, which represents thousands of small banks across the U.S., argues that the integration of RLUSD into the banking system could siphon deposits from community banks, disrupt financial stability, and weaken regulatory standards. Key objections. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin mimics traditional bank deposits, enabling transfers, purchases, and dollar redemptions, without adhering to the full regulatory requirements that apply to full-service banks. Trust banks were designed to fulfill custodial and fiduciary roles, not operate as quasi-commercial banks using stablecoins. Ripple's regulatory history, including violations of BSA, AML, CFT obligations and ongoing legal conflict with the SEC, makes it a risky candidate for a federal charter. The OCC's recent adjustments to trust bank eligibility requirements lack statutory support and could set a dangerous precedent if crypto firms like Ripple are allowed to bypass traditional compliance standards. ICBA's core arguments. The OCC should not allow stablecoin issuers to use the National Trust Bank Charter to benefit from full-service bank powers without full-service bank requirements. The ICBA underscores that RLUSD, while functionally similar to traditional deposits, falls outside the regulatory umbrella that typically governs insured depository institutions. The group argues this creates a regulatory arbitrage loophole that could destabilize smaller banks, reduce consumer protections, undermine trust in the banking sector. Ripple's compliance history under fire. The ICBA letter highlights Ripple Labs' past failures to implement Bank Secrecy Act, BSA, anti-money laundering, AML, and counterterrorism financing, CFT, controls. Specific incidents include regulatory actions taken against XRP2, Ripple's subsidiary, the SEC lawsuit, which alleges deliberate and reckless securities law violations, a pattern of non-compliance that reflects an unwillingness to operate within established legal boundaries. Ripple also has difficulty complying with securities laws and regulations, the letter stated, concluding that such conduct should disqualify Ripple from accessing a national trust bank charter. Call for stricter oversight of crypto financial entities. The ICBA contends that the OCC's loosening of national trust bank requirements has eroded a critical layer of regulatory protection. It demands stronger consumer protections, stricter eligibility criteria, expanded risk oversight, targeted enforcement against crypto-focused applicants. The group warns that failure to apply these safeguards could lead to unchecked financial engineering, jeopardizing deposit security, market stability, and public confidence in the financial system. Any company that pushes the boundaries of securities law, like Ripple Labs, should not be permitted to use the National Trust Bank Charter, the letter emphasized. Conclusion. The ICBA's public opposition to Ripple's banking ambitions brings to light the growing tensions between traditional financial institutions and crypto-native firms. As regulatory agencies like the OCC navigate the future of fintech and digital assets, the decision on Ripple's charter application will serve as a high-stakes precedent for the banking and crypto sectors alike. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com